Welcome back to the Rogues Gallery. This is Super House of Deceased Ninjas. This is also my jam. Listen to this sweet ass music. In Super House of Dead Ninjas, you start off choosing a loadout. You have main weapon, sub-weapon, bombs, and magic. My bombs are grenades, but bombs are straight up useless and completely pointless. I don't know why they're in this game. Sub-weapons are a bit more important. I'm going to choose the shuriken, because it's the best one. And then your main weapon, you start out with the katana, but you can unlock more. I'm going to do the Kurosagami, which is a slow weapon, but it has range. And my magic will be fire. You can also randomize your loadout, which I should have done, but I didn't realize you could until much later, because I'm very dumb. Anyway, you also get upgrades. Upgrades are unlocked by completing certain challenges or just dying a lot. I got a bunch of upgrades that will give me more health, because I'm bad, and the game wants to help me. There are also other things, like power-ups such as parachutes or different clothes. But for now, we're going to start. We're going to play hard mode, and we're going to do the basic tower. So Super House of Dead Ninjas is a game about going fast. Sonic would be embarrassed. You want to go down, you want to pass floors. It reminds me a lot of Downwell, although I think this game came out before Downwell. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, fun fact, this is one of the few videos I'm doing post-commentary for, because I found out that I can't actually talk and play this game at the same time. It's very hard. Even watching it now, there's so much going on that I'm just almost at a loss for words. But I suppose I can explain what I'm doing right now, which is utilizing the Ninja Rage. When you kill enough enemies in succession, you will get a Rage bonus, which will make you first invincible, and second, it will make all your hits one-hit kills. When you get it, you can also extend it by killing enemies. So it's always a good idea to kill as many people as you can, and make that last as long as it can. You'll also notice on the bottom left-hand side, the bottom right-hand side of the screen, there is a timer. When that timer ticks down to 0, which I don't think I show off in this run, death comes. And he chases you around. He's actually very easy to avoid, but if he hits you, you'll lose a point of health and your timer will reset. Actually, if anything hits you, your timer resets. That was a bit of magic for the first boss of the game, who is ridiculously easy, even though I got hit by him. Mostly, though, all you have to do is run towards him when he's on the wall and throw shurikens at him. Magic is mostly useful for bosses. Like for clearing regular enemies, you're gonna always want to use your normal weapon. Specifically, you're gonna always want to jump attack them, because jump attacks are one-hit kills no matter what enemy it is. Whereas if you use a normal attack, most of the time, it'll kill in one hit, but there are some enemies that have more health.
Bonus.
So I like the Kurosagami because it's a very safe weapon. Like I said, it's slow, but still pretty good. As for other sub-weapons, shurikens are also best used for bosses. You can pick them up when you throw them, which makes them super good, because you can just effectively have infinite ammo. And bombs are useless, like I said. I don't know why they're in the game. Like, maybe there's some secret and bombs are actually incredible, and I don't know. But I doubt it. So there are 350 floors to get through, with 3 bosses in total. We're doing pretty good. These sessions usually last around 10 minutes, which actually feels really long once you go back to it. It feels really short when you're doing it, but when I actually check the video link, it's ridiculous. Either way, here's the second boss of the game. Bosses are actually randomized. This is probably one of the hardest optional bosses, or hardest bosses that can spawn randomly. Mostly because he spits out these tower things and sometimes they're hard to see. But as you can see, the Kusarigami is very safe. It allows me to attack him from far away, as opposed to the default katana, which means you have to get really close to people. Sadly, I'm out of magic right now, so I have to use a good old main weapon and some shurikens. But bosses always drop at least 1 health. This guy dropped a lot, so I got lucky. Got some thwomps in here. They act like Mario thwomps, except they don't go back up. Those spiky guys are a pain. You can't jump attack them, because obviously they have spikes on their heads, so they're like the worst enemy in the game. You got this Mario 2 motherfucker right here. Swear to God, straight out of Mario 2. And here I can get enough rage to go on another rampage. So most enemies don't prove much of a problem. Frogs are kind of annoying because they're quick and fast. Monkeys, also a bit fast, although there's a power-up called Monkey Bane, which makes them run away from you when you're in the area. And I think I picked that up either before this or shortly after. Also, you can note that I've been picking up letters. They appear on the left side of the screen, and once you get them, you get a ticket. And the ticket lets you do something, I don't know. Fuck. Didn't figure it out. It's an icon that appears above the second tower run. This is not the only tower you can go through. There is another one that has a real fucked up color palette and is much harder than this. Speaking of hard, I am playing hard mode, so the only difference is that you only have 1 life to do this. It took me actually a few runs to finally get it right, but this is the one. Magic. You might also notice these name guys that I occasionally kill. They are special enemies. They usually drop some kind of bonus, either bonus money or more hearts, or even unlockable items sometimes. So it's always kind of a good idea to go out of your way to kill them. They are also named after people on your Steam friends list, if you have this on Steam. So I killed all my friends. Like I killed Wayne, I killed Doseku, rip in peace. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to be like that. So it looks like we are almost at the bottom floor. We haven't run into any Shy Guys yet. I want to talk a bit about them, because they're the worst. Also, this layout is pretty bad. But hey, here we are. This is the second to the last boss, and he's actually probably the hardest boss in the game. First of all, you can't hit him with shurikens, or hit him at all until he's flashing. And even when he's flashing, you can't use shurikens. Or magic. You can, however, down attack him, which is always a good idea. So his pattern is sort of varied. Basically, you have to make sure not to jump into him. Usually wait till he gets to the end of the stage and then jump, if he hasn't jumped yet. He reminds me a lot of a Mega Man boss, really. But now he's dead. And we meet this guy. This guy is the real final boss. And he's a lot easier than the last guy. First of all, he spawns enemies periodically, like that monkey. And second of all, he makes attacks with his arms and then floods the stage. But if you have magic or a ranged weapon, you'll be fine there. Also, I keep just kind of running into enemies that he spits out. This is actually the part of the game that takes the longest. That monkey's afraid of me because I have the Monkey Bane power up. One important note is that because of the weird acid stuff he drops, you actually cannot recover shurikens in this fight. So if for some reason you don't come in with a full stack, you might have a bit of trouble actually hitting the thing in the middle unless you have a ranged weapon. Those shield guys can't be hurt unless you jump on them or hit them from behind. And I like to run into skeletons. This fight actually takes so long that when I was looking at the timestamps on the video and I saw that there was like all this time left, I was like, did I die? Did I start over? What the fuck happened? But no, I think this is the final run.
Listen to me.
So once you beat the game on hard mode, you get a bit of extra story. And you get to make a choice. And I was a nice guy, so I decided to take him home. And that's Super House of Dead Ninjas. It's a short, fun little game. Actually, it's probably about the perfect length that I'd like a roguelike to be. About 10 to 12 minute runs, and then you can go right back in. There's also a second tower, which I mentioned before. It is really hard and terrible looking. And I'm not going to do it. So that's it.